I chose this as the thumbnail for this video because I think it perfectly illustrates what many of us have feared Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny would be all about. An elderly Indiana Jones in his final years, after a glorious career, being lectured to, hectored, and constantly put in his place by a smug, archetypal feminist Mary Sue female character who's in the movie purely to upstage him and sort of police his toxic masculinity at every turn.
I know Ken's here.
Suffice to say, Dial of Destiny is not looking too good.
How did you end up like this?
I mean, resourceful, daring, beautiful, self-sufficient!
She arrogantly describes herself as resourceful, daring, beautiful, and self-sufficient. Oh my god, Slay Queen! What a truly likable and endearing character she's going to be. No doubt longtime fans will really enjoy seeing their favourite action hero condescended to, emasculated, berated, undermined, and nagged by a whiny, self-entitled, self-righteous egomaniac. Now, I'm not usually one to read too much into critic reviews in order to gauge how good a film is, because critics these days are usually a bad reflection of a film's quality. I usually wait to read the audience reviews. But in the case of The Dial of Destiny, and the rumours of how poor it is, perhaps even the critic reviews suggest an early indication of the film's low quality. This article is from Bounding Into Comics. Critics torch James Mangold's Indiana Jones and The Dial of Destiny. The Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm took Indiana Jones and The Dial of Destiny to Cannes Film Festival, allowing film critics to see the movie over a month before it releases into theatres, and they did not like what they saw. Looking at the top critics' scores, the film fares even worse with a 36% rating, with an average review of 5.4 out of 10 from 22 reviews. There are 8 fresh reviews and 14 rotten reviews. Now, that's not good on the review front for sure, with 14 rotten reviews and 8 fresh reviews. Here's a few positive ones first. James Mottram at South China Morning Post gives the film a positive 4 out of 5. He writes, Director James Mangold, stepping in for Steven Spielberg, brings the character's adventures to a satisfying close, while Ford revels in reprising the role for one last hurrah. Jason Gorber at That Shelf gives the film a positive review. He states, fine fan fiction employing much of what makes this character so special, play out in new ways while very much embracing the past. When it works, it's excellent. When it doesn't, you still revel in companionship of old friends. Ben Rolfe at Awards Watch gives the film a B. He says Harrison Ford finds a fitting end to one of cinema's greatest action heroes and one of the most iconic roles of his career with this film. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is a thrilling, action-packed swan song for the iconic character. And now for a few negative reviews, of which there are a good deal more than the positive ones. David Jenkins at Little White Lies gives the film a rotten review. He details, it's an improvement on the execrable Crystal Skull, but James Mangold's exhumation of the Spielberg adventure serial is both tame and unnecessary. Nicholas Barber at BBC gives the film a rotten 2 out of 5. He explains the jokes, the zest, and the exuberance just aren't there, so instead of a joyous send-off for our beloved hero, we get a depressing reminder of how much livelier his past adventures were. Ayanna Murray at Polygon gives the film a rotten review. She writes, it's a disappointing facsimile of the much better Indiana Jones films that preceded it. Stephanie Zacharek at Time gives the film a 50. She explains, there are so many chase sequences in Dial of Destiny that the movie seems held together with slender bits of plot, rather than the other way around. Worse yet, they're so heavily CGI'd that they come off as grimly dutiful rather than thrilling or delightful. David Fear at Rolling Stone gives the movie a 50 as well. He says, that remembrance of Saturday matinees past is there for a bit in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, until it very much isn't. And you're largely left with what you imagine you'd get if you programmed a 21st century AI program to write up nostalgia bait for the children of the late 20th century. Ouch, that sounds like a paint-by-numbers kind of movie to me. Robert Daniels at The Playlist gives the movie a 52. He states, at every turn, director James Mangold desperately wants to recapture the glory of old-school Hollywood filmmaking, but turns painstakingly to the worn-out tools of present-day tentpole movie-making. Robin Cullen at The Telegraph gives the film a 42. He explains, "It ultimately feels like a counterfeit of priceless treasure. The shape and the gleam of it might be superficially convincing for a bit, but the shabbier craftsmanship gets all the more glaring the longer you look." Tim Grierson also gives the movie a 40 at Screen Daily. He says this iconic archaeologist has spent his life digging for the treasures of the past. Sadly, Dial of Destiny does the same thing, pillaging our collective fond memories of a once great franchise. Does not sound good at all. I'll let you guys read all of the reviews from the article in the link below. But suffice to say, I'm seeing a bit of a pattern here, though none of the reviews make mention of just how intrusive Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character Helena Shaw appears to be in the film, from the trailers at least. I think it says a lot, actually, that the filmmakers decided not to continue with the character of Mutt, Indy's son from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and instead they brought in a new female sidekick who appears to be upstaging him, at least from the trailers. And that suggests woke vibes to me. But we'll know a lot more when audiences catch the film on June 30th. Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised, but I wouldn't be banking on it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.